Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Is a storm coming soon?
Let me guess. You're here about the skies.
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
Clive, we have a problem.
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are 3. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a Akashic at her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they get here in time to make any real difference. Which means there's only 2 people who can.
Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Anything catch your eye? What are you looking for?
You're sure you don't need it? Thank you. You're sure you don't need it? May Gilbert smile upon you.
Do you have any fresh water?
Now I just need to see about getting the word out. I want to know right away.
Bad news.
Good, actually. Something worth celebrating for a change. Only trouble is, the serving girl's still new to the job, so I can't leave her while I go and invite those I'd like to celebrate with.
What exactly are you celebrating, if you don't mind me asking?
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan 66, no less. Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire. And most wouldn't part with a 66 if you held a knife to their throats.
So I've heard.
Oh. So you know of it, then? Clearly you're a gentleman of taste. A gentleman who might sympathize with my predicament, perhaps? Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine? I'll give you a little something for your time, of course.
Sounds simple enough.
So you'll do it? Marvelous. Thank you. You won't need to go far. All three of them should be right here in the market. There's Aldrich, the porter, Milan, the butcher, and Bolek, a guard over at the north gate. 3 of the finest fellows in Boklad, if you ask me. Tell them to come to the tavern when they finish for the day. Stop by again when you let them know, and I'll give you your little something.
I'll be right back.
How's this wine turned?
What's happened? Pardon me, but would you happen to... That well-notched steel and impressive physique. I have need of a sword for hire. Might you be convinced to offer me the use of those
How exactly do you intend to use them?
Well, being something of a scholar of Zemeckis history, I wish to investigate the ruins near the city. And I require a rugged companion, lest I find myself waylaid by ne'er-do-wells or the beasts. Should you... well...
My arms are yours.
Wonderful! Then come. We must away.
But where are we going?
Along the old Zemeckis Road, and from there, onward to discovery. Quickly! There is not a moment to lose.
Wait. Good luck with your ne'er-do-wells. I'd better make sure he doesn't get himself killed.
I see you've been of some assistance to Eloise. Perhaps you can extend me the same kindness?
Perhaps. What would I be doing?
Finding someone. You see, I've been having trouble with... I was griping now, Joseph...
Any idea where his search for the thieves might have taken him?
The old Zemeckis Road, perhaps? Joseph...
I've been asked to find Aldrich, the porter. I don't suppose that's you, is it?
That's me, right enough. You need something delivered?
The innkeeper sent me. He said there's a cup of Gotan 66 with your name on it when you're done for the day.
A 66? Look at me. If he's just got hold of it now, it must have been in the crates he had me carry down from Sanbrek.
From the Empire to Boklad. You must be a braver man than most. That's a treacherous route to the best of times.
Such is the porter's lot. There's not a patch of storm these feet haven't traipsed. It's Oriflamme one day, then off to Cap. The farther you're willing to go, I'd say I...
What's happened? I can't...
Please.
Are you Milan?
That's me.
The innkeeper's just had a special delivery. He thought you might like to join him for a cup of wine after you pack up for the day.
He knows me only too well. And I've got a ham here that...
Wine and ham to spare.
Comes with being the place everyone has to pass. We get... Or rather, we did. Still, there's no point dwelling on it. Better to live life while you can.
You'll buy something, won't you? Please. You've raised the price.
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be...
Well, you found him. You're...
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage. A Gotan 66. He thought you might like a cup.
I've never said no to a goat hand.
You must be a bit...
No one's making for the... Meaning, what gets to me are the gangs that prey on the poor sods. As if they haven't suffered enough. Some days you can't help but want, you know what?
All done. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
Do you have any fresh water?
I spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's fantastic. It's been a while since we... And the way I see it, that wine is...
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without... And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. Those three are the backbone, and without the market, everyone needs a shoulder to lean on, right?
I hear you had me carrying a bottle of... If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord. I'll settle for a cup, though, if you're in a sharing mood.
A goat and 60 bloody sick. A bottle, but...
The woes of the world may be monstrous in many, but there's nothing...
Never a true...
What's happened?
What I wouldn't give for a hot meal.
Looks like this is the end of the roads.
When are they gonna let us through?
What do you want? I've no coin on...
Just information.
Now you mention it.
Which way did he go?
I got off to...
Why am I not surprised?
You'll hand over your coin if you know what's good for you.
Are you hurt?
Happily not, good sir. Thanks to your time. More importantly, we have a rye. Colossal vessels. Dashed airships, we call them. With very little thought to what wonders such a word might describe. Oblige me if you would. Though we ourselves find fallen ruins to be nigh indestructible, whatever gouged the final sin from the rock, a tantalizing mist. Come, good sir.
He's passionate. I'll give him that.
We don't want any trouble.
Neither do I.
Well, we haven't.
Yes, we have. Those ones.
Maybe.
Mum won't let... Shh, I only...
Not again. All right then. Who's first? You're going to get yourself killed.
Oh, that would not do. That would not do at all. Not when such majesty stretches out before us. Behold, the final sin in all its glory. As Moss tells us, a battle was fought here in ancient times. A battle of such fury, in reaching for their holy sanctum. Alas, but we must not dwell. Onward!
Let's go. Run like the wind. Still in one piece?
It would seem so. Once more I am in your debt. And once more you impress me with your prowess. These were no ordinary foes, but ones we in the field call echoes. Though Moss the Chronicler concurs with the legends in a tribute, he offers little in the way of explanation. Could the construction of some... Alas, all is mere...
Not if you keep running headfirst.
You are right.
Glad.
You see, and so I came upon...
That's what this was all...
I am afraid...
Fine.
And so ends a delightful day. Here, your reward for humoring my selfish whims.
I wouldn't give for a home.
Looks like this is the end of the road for us.
When are they gonna let us through?
Did Joseph's thieves really lug their stolen wares all the way out here? I think we found our thieves. They don't look happy to see me. Let's get this over with.
Stop! Don't kill him, he's just protecting his home.
Joseph? So the boy was right.
I don't know you.
Your porter friend sent me to find you. She was worried you might have got yourself killed.
Have I been gone that long? Wasn't hard finding the thieves. The problem was knowing what to do with them when I did.
I take it things are more complicated than they appear.
I'd all but ruled out bandits before I even left the market. You know why that is? Because our thieves had no interest in gold or gems, or anything they couldn't eat for that matter. Add to that the rumors of goblins in the area, and the mystery practically solved itself. I soon found their cozy little homestead and all the missing food. I launched myself at them, full of righteous fury, but their leader was the only one who moved to meet me. The others, they huddled around that food, ready to die protecting it. They stole because it was that or starvation. I've been there myself, back when times were hard.
So you spared them, and earned their trust into the bargain by the look of it.
These goblins aren't native to the area. They don't know how to survive such barren lands, so I've been teaching them. And once they've learned to hunt and forage, they won't be fool enough to risk their necks in Bocklad.
I'm impressed. I didn't know goblins could be reasoned with.
Do me a favor. Let the porter know I'm safe. I'll head back to the market once my work here is done. Oh, and don't mention the goblins. I don't want people coming here brandishing pitchforks. Not now this lot have sworn off thieving.
Your secret's safe with me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good girl.
Faster!
I can walk from here.
When are they gonna let us through?
What I wouldn't give for a hot meal.
Joseph's fine. He certainly knows his business. You found your thieves all right?
A good man to have around, that Joseph. Thank you for putting...
First we find Isabel.
Heard a bloke saying he saw ghosts on the far side of the wall.
I saw it with my own eyes. The whole of Oriflamme.
I can't do it. I can't.
My lord. Milady.
We received the dame's message. There have been sightings of strange creatures, I understand.
With the blue eyes. Yes. Like a Kashik, but different. They've taken so many.
A Kashik, but...
And what of your mistress? Is she...
Oh, no. She went to the
Then we'll look for her there.
could leave. The two soldiers were carrying another.
Madame, please! Half the garrison's been slaughtered by those things. We lost the captain this very morning.
We've tried requesting reinforcements, but there's been no word from the capital or the Dominion in days! What more would you have us do?
I would have you do your duty. Those at the Vale look to me for protection. And protect them I shall. Because they are my charges, and that is my duty. In case you have forgotten, the people of this town are your charges. But more than that, they are your people. Your sisters, your brothers, your lovers. So you have a choice. Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered, or take it up and do what is right.
She speaks the truth, you know. This here, it's all we have. It's all that's left.
What we have left is our lives! Do you really want us to lose them as well?
Not if we don't have to. Look, there's a cask under the captain's bunk. Let's talk about this over a drink, eh?
I'm listening.
I'll have a word with him.
Ah, Clive. I didn't expect help to arrive so quickly. And sought to take matters into my own hands.
It was a noble effort, but I thought you might still need some support.
How like you to consider my needs. What we need to consider is where the creatures came from. The way the survivors speak of them, one would think they appeared out of thin air. And perhaps they did. It's hard to know what to believe these days.
We'll talk to the survivors. You're a pikeman, yes? What happened?
I've got family in Moor. I heard the flood was spreading, so I went to see if they were all right. And a pack of them...
Leave that to her.
My family!
It's all right. Give me your arm.
The creature, they came out and...
Do you remember where you were? It's all right. At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be now. We should head for more.
It took off the captain.
I assume you have a plan?
It was all they could do to escape. They just left the bodies there in the flood.
Let's go.
Clive, look.
I see them. With me!
Should I prime?
Save your strength.
Do you think there are more?
There are always more. But I'd say we've done what we can for the time being.
Then we should let Isabel know.
You have the town's thanks.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more. Many more. And you'll need to be ready for them.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right, Captain?
Yes, milady. The garrison will be ready.
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at their posts. For now, at least.
Hearing that the Dane would look kindly on any man who committed himself to the task certainly didn't hurt. It's not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. But whatever it takes, eh? Now me, I never needed convincing. I became and the people I love include the ones standing before me. Now, if you don't mind.
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this has solved all of my problems. But it has solved one. And that's one few.
Do you see anything you like? You've a keen eye. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. Come back again.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Martha. It's good to see you.
And you, Clive. Jill?
Otto said you'd been attacked by a Kashik. What exactly happened?
Those skies are what happened. Not long after, there were hundreds of them. Tried to stop the resters.
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the...
I thought you'd never know. Where I let the men...
We're on our way.
Do you think there are as many as Martha says?
More. Ambrosia won't help me here.
Abandoned us.
Faster!
Clive, wounded.
We deal with the Akashic first.
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
If you've come to rob this place,
You are mistaken, my Lord Rosfield. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
how do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions. We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Wade's men? But how did you come to be here? Where is your commander?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Did he? Take your wounded back to the inn. Martha will see you're looked after. We'll join you anon.
And to think you took them for thieves. A fine reward for holding off the horde, that is.
When did Wade and his men arrive?
Not long after Rosalith fell. The Guardians asked me to shelter some of them that they were making ready to leave.
Martha! Trouble! The scouting party's almost at the lift. But they got a pan! They got wounded!
Damn it all.
We'll worry about them.
You look after everyone here. If any can...
I will.
Anything catch your eye? Take care out there, eh? Mad dogs.
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the lift to Martha's. But what about... I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
Sir Wade.
Lord Rosfield. If you aren't a sight for sore eyes.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help. And by the looks of it...
We thought we could sneak by, but we didn't know there would be so many.
Behind you!
We need to get the injured to safety.
Do you think we can hold them off?
We can certainly try. Are you with us, Sir Wade?
Always.
Then let's do our duty.
Is anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
And yet again, you've pulled me from the flames.
You've never been one to shy away.
I see you're all in one.
Martha!
Is something wrong?
The lookout saw smoke coming from down East Pool way.
A second hawk.
Feel like finishing the...
Always.
Jill and I will make for East Pool. You'll need to move the in...
Don't you worry about...
The moment my men are safe, I'll follow.
Mad dogs.
They're headed for the rest.
We have to slow them down. Martha and the others won't be ready.
Something's coming.
Apologies, my lord. Did I miss anything?
Only the first round, so wait. Shall we? You're finished. Nice try. Do you see any more?
No. I think that was the last of them.
But it won't be long before the next lot arrive.
Then we make for Martha's while we can.
What did you find out there?
The same as Sir Wade. Scores of Akashic.
Well, wherever they came from, they're gone now. Our lookouts say the lowlands are clear. Hopefully we'll have enough time to lick our wounds.
How many of your men were injured?
A damn sight less than if you hadn't turned up. Thank you.
It was a hard-fought victory. But as long as the skies remain dark, I fear the Akashic's numbers are only going to rise. It's not a matter of if the Horde will be back, but when. And whether that's sooner or later, we'll need to be ready. The inn here affords a good view of the land, and is easily defendable. I'd like to make this one of our outposts.
What do you say, Martha? You'd have more men to guard the rest.
Well, when you put it like that, of course they can stay.
My lord, there's someone I'd like you to meet. Oscar, over here.
It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Lord Rossfield. I am Oscar. Oscar of House Murdoch.
Murdoch? I wasn't aware the Lord Commander had children.
Oh, he didn't. But his brother, my father, did. I am Sir Rodney's nephew.
Well, go on, then. It's not for me to ask him.
Yes, Sir Wade. If it please you, my Lord Marquis, might you take me as your squire? I would learn the duties of a shield from the finest.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Oscar, but I'm a shield no longer. Nor was I ever the finest. And spending time in the company of an outlaw hardly seems a fitting education for one aspiring to take his oaths.
My Aunt Hannah once told me that a man is not defined by his title, but what he does in its name. You have accomplished much since taking on the mantle of Cid, winning no little honor in so doing. And I would sooner serve under an honorable outlaw than an unworthy shield. Not that Sir Wade and the other Guardians are... I mean to say that, they're...
It's all right. We know what you mean. There is only so much the boy can learn from me, my lord.
But a squire...
Would that really be so bad? You were a squire once. And I'm certain Sir Rodney would approve.
Know that I'll show you as much leniency as your uncle showed me.
I would not have it any other way.
Thank the finder.
I thought we'd lost it.
Cid! Your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried?
You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago.
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is...
What did you say?
As if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a... And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which...
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think that...
What makes you think that...
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandit's ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings...
I was about to ask you...
Costness is in chaos. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can rely. I was here to do just that.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. These are cursed skies, or an entire...
We're still working on the skies. Perhaps we can find a solution to Dalamil's problem.
I hope so.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good, but if left to smolder. That anger and fear.
My thoughts exactly. Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods. If only they could...
And if there's one thing bandits like...
What would Sid the Outlaw...
Well, if it were my namesake... He'd let them choose for themselves. And be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But while it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the... It may still be possible to... Before presenting them with a third.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves.
When all that...
It appears we have a... Victor, pay Conrad a visit.
As you wish.
Your face... Don't worry. Victor and I will do most of the talk.
Play along.
What he means...
Picture it, Conrad. Ah, here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canver to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you took that there aren't any men left to hire. Is that
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. You know of the 7 high houses? There must be 2 swords assigned. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boy...
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalamul's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblood, that a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than...
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing.
I can't believe that, actually.
Conrad's not what you call the brightest candle in the crypt.
Then let us band together and show these brutes that Dalamil is not to be trifled with.
My shop.
If I had my pickaxe, I would...
I mean, it may still be possible to buy something. Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord
Underhill?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest...
Indeed, certain. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the... It is only a matter of time before the...
It is worse than I thought. And which means that now, if our humble town is to endure...
All right. If it will help to... But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive. She saw right. I didn't say it was good. Merely that it... Now, my scouts should be rid...
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
Mummy, I'm scared.
Oh, I'm ruined.
Good news. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat great. With time, they may...
Time no longer...
I take it your scouts found the bandit.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march all.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the...
I have a favor. I'm told the bandit...
Very well. Jill and I will meet.
The rest, my friend, the mistakes I can see.
That is a lot of faith to put...
Then it will...
I thought...
We'll hold them.
And we will...
No women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
To overwhelm us.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Alamil.
We all saved Alamil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Calm now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment. Our friends seem to have things under control. For now, at least.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised all yours? Best of luck out there, Sid.
Clive. Here you go. Always something in there.
Was wondering when you turn up. Had ours from all our friends thanking you for your timely. How is it you always manage to arrive?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the...
Let's see. Stop the Nations is still in chaos.
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part. But now's not the time to say. Now's the time to visit the infirmary.
Thank you, Otto.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'Twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind?
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. It is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua! Clive! It's Gav! There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Well, what's the short of it?
It's all Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive!
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
will look after him.
What will it be today? I cannot Such ironic. And how could it not? But are we any... Allow me to educate you. Of course. One must understand one's place in the world. The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much...
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, you remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look... So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself.
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped?
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites...
I've never been one to play favourites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand, so...
A fried mortress of skyworm. Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess...
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the...
Ah, kindly old fella who haunts the shelf.
Fine. And if he does...
You do...
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid-scales. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after my first, which almost... I don't... They were...
Lawsman Harpocrates. I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the book you lent Ivan.
Valicia, a culinary pill. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample...
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might...
So the fabled Saint-Briquois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never... Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern. Their ground livers being the paste from which...
Dragon livers.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very colour of the sea.
So we know where to look for
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach. I gather I may best hand.
Seems the hideaway has lost its.
Oh my God.
Is everything all right, Goots? You seem more...
Oh, I don't know what that means. Oh, I think Nan might be in
It's all right.
There was a trader came for saying she's been selling to bandits, and she'd never do business with bad. I wanted to ask her about it myself. She'd...
Don't worry.
Oh.
Of course. Lady Karen, how's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade, then?
What exact? Not once in 5 long years do you pay...
Just... all right.
Oh. Are ya? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploit?
All I know is that someone in Dalamil...
And what? Look. I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when but that woman is no...
You're right, Lady Karen. It was wrong of me to...
No. I reckon you...
Of course. I spoke that the rumors, along with some other things, that... And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted...
Oh, I knew Nan wasn't caught. But why would people say she was?
No, but people do things for all sorts of reasons.
Well, that trader, he said the... So that...
Yeesh.
Oh, boy.
Did you see the pair that got... Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of... Where would he be in Martha?
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his...
We're all gonna die! You hear me? The Akashic are coming in!
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just...
Sid! Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well,
Not anymore, it's not. Oh,
And just how long hasn't it been one?
we're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? And why would she have you dismembering?
Because that's the only way to become a
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we? All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and if even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you...
I'll think about it.
Hold things. So wait, maybe...
Good thinking. These round parts are called the pans.
I do! Molly, but these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. But what if I wanted to wear goots?
What are the chains for?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in... This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear.
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them.
She puts them in all her inventions. It's been...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move.
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple.
It's not my fault.
You know what part, though? Let's put the pieces...
Not a bad... So...
I think we've got...
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll...
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it.
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. And then the arms hold the pans.
Very good.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Mididol's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah. Hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid?
With a little more help from Miss Mididol and Miss Shirley, I'd say...
You hear that?
Until then, though...
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his... Soon as the hideaway
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Will there be...
Well, did you...
It was as you thought. They dismantled them to see how...
Oh, no, Mid will have my...
Thankfully she won't. Although I was the one who ended up teaching...
I'm so sorry, Sid. I shall see that the children...
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under. She'd have them follow in her footsteps.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva.
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war... To anyone else it would be an opportunity. But to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter, but that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said.
Which explain. She's working to give them a better life.
Ah, you've given...
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it. The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Canva was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.